Thank you to Kim Adamson. I invite up General Ayala to present her with her ambassador coin.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
In 2007, our next ambassador unknowingly posed for what would become the 33rd MCM's event program cover shot after completing yet another run with the Marines in an impressive string that began in 1989, a quarter century ago. For Charles Cook, the distance isn't necessarily the attraction, rather it's the Marine Corps that draws him back. Mr. Cook travels to Fredericksburg annually to participate in the Marine Corps Historic Half and to Prince William County for the Marine Corps 1775K. He brings friends and family to these events and shares his tales from the road with others that he comes in contact with, the mark of a true ambassador. On his bio, the Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Navy states that he still runs marathons rather than lying down and waiting for the inspiration to pass, as most normal people do. Congratulations and thank you to Charles Cook. Please come up for your...
There we go.
Else who has been bestowed with the title of ambassador, if you want to stand up for a moment, who is here? Any MCM ambassadors? Don't be shy. There we go. It's a full-time job. What do you do all year? It's maddening, but it's understandable. You know, to most people, this is a race with a start and a finish and a few people running around in between. But to the Marine Corps Marathon staff and to the 2,500 Marines, this is a one-shot deal. It's a well-planned initiative with thousands of simultaneous evolutions occurring, support and planning a flawless performance. Sort of like the finale of America's Got Talent, just without hearing from Howard Stern. From galvanizing the National Park Service to allow us access to their lands, to gathering law enforcement stakeholders at the planning table, to initiating the 7, and under that much scrutiny, anything can be rendered less attractive. It's our mission to turn blemishes to beauty. After all, however, isn't just on the planner's side of the fence. While we host the event, the runners come to the party with so much anticipation you'd think they were lining up at the Apple store for an iPhone 6. Imagine the intensity of carrying the burden you've placed upon your own shoulders to run a marathon for a son or daughter who lost a limb in battle, for a parent who lost a life defending our freedom, for the benefit of research for the disease that took a loved one's determination to accomplish this mission. What words were inside the head of our first inductee to the Hall of Fame from the class of 2014 at last year's MCM? She first fell in love with the sport of marathon running and named for this lady, Lady Bird, right? And often sells out concerts for this lady. And Rick has a poster in his office of that lady. Tonight we honor a woman who we refer to as the leading lady of the MCM, as she outranks all female runners with a record 27 medals on her mantle and grow. In February, she was diagnosed and treated for stage 4 breast cancer. Rather than retreating, this Hall of Famer found training for and participating in the Marine Corps Marathon to be the motivation to endure chemotherapy. In 1993, the U.S. Poet Laureate spoke at the rededication of Lady Freedom. That's the statue perched on top of the U.S. Capitol. The words that were spoken that day are equally appropriate for our leading lady. No choice but to grant her space, crown her with sky, for she is one of the many, and she is each of us. I invite General Ayala up to present Mo Higgins with her Hall of Fame crystal.